have a chance. Richarlison. Cuts it back. Oh, what a goal! First up! It's just the 5th minute.
Still Lewandowski. Still Doski. Finds Dembele, and Dembele scores an equaliser. What a pass from Lewandowski. He has been the best player. He has actually got 2 assists. One of Gavi's goal and now Dembele's goal.
And City wins! City won the match. Manchester City won the match.
Hello everybody, this is Brisbane 05 Blast here and welcome back to another video of this channel. In today's match, it's going to be a Carabao Cup Final and it's going to be 2 modern Premier League rivals facing against each other. It's the Gunners aka Arsenal taking on the Citizens aka Manchester City. And that game is taking place at the Wembley Stadium. So both these teams' road to final wasn't easy. Well, especially Arsenal's, because Arsenal's road to final in the semis, they had to take on against their London rivals Chelsea. Like Chelsea was their rivals and they somehow managed to get through in 2 legs. The one at Stamford Bridge was a pulsating one. They managed to go past Chelsea 3-2 thanks to, of course, goals from Gyökeres, White and Zubimendi, despite Garnacho single-handedly getting Chelsea back into the game. And then in the second leg at the Emirates, it was basically 0-0 except the 90th minute where Kai Havertz literally scored a solo goal from there. And then, yep, Arsenal just was too good and they managed to reach the finals. Of course, City, on the other hand, their road to final was simply easy. Of course, City getting easy draws like they always do. They managed to get past Newcastle in 2 legs, of course, thanks to Semenyo and brilliance from Cherki and most of the players too, not just Semenyo and Cherki as well. Of course, to the defenders as well. Give kudos to them, especially during their defensive issues. I mean, before the Newcastle game, City had defensive problems, like, of course, losing Josko Guardiola and Ruben Dias. So they had problems with defenders. So that was the reason why City were dropping a lot of points. But given the fact that City are now currently out of the Champions League and still in the Carabao Cup Final, this probably might be a pulsating one for them and a most important one for them. Because now a chance for treble is completely dusted off City's objectives, Manchester City's objectives, because they knocked out of the Champions League. Their only hope is basically just to stay in the FA Cup, stay in the Carabao Cup. Well, they're already in the final stage of the Carabao Cup and of course challenge Arsenal to the Premier League. But yeah, I mean, Arsenal are still challenging for the quadruple. They're in all competitions, so they're first in the ladder. They're in the quarterfinals taking on Sporting. They're in the FA Cup quarterfinals taking on Southampton. Champions League, by the way, the one which I said earlier against Sporting, if you didn't know. But yeah, Champions League quarterfinals against Sporting, FA Cup quarterfinals against Southampton, and are now in the Carabao Cup finals. This is going to be interesting because I have seen that Arsenal have had injuries recently, but still are managing to cope up. And I have a feeling that this is going to be a pulsating one. Who's going to win this match? Will it be the Gunners or the Citizens? Tune in to find out. Anyway, guys, please make sure to like and subscribe. And without further ado, let's just get to Wembley Stadium to see Arsenal and City take on each other. Alright guys, we're here at the Wembley Stadium to see Arsenal take on Manchester City, which is probably the greatest rivalry in the modern Premier League football here. So basically, Arsenal and Manchester City's run to the Carabao Cup Final wasn't pretty easy, especially Arsenal's, because Arsenal had to face Chelsea in the semi-finals. They somehow managed to beat them on aggregate, whereas City managed to beat Newcastle comfortably at the Etihad and also at St James Park. Basically in both legs, they managed to comfortably beat Newcastle and are now in this final to see if they can claim this trophy. The last time City have won it was back in 2021 when they faced Spurs. Whereas for Arsenal, on the other hand, was probably back in 1994. So basically over 3 decades. But yeah, as you can see, Gyökeres is the player to watch right now. Can he actually be on the score sheet, or will City players manage to be on the score sheet and not Gyökeres? But yeah, I'm not even sure the last time they won was in 1994, but I think they have. But yeah, it is definitely over 3 decades that Arsenal have last won the Carabao Cup. The only thing that they won apart from that was the Premier League and the FA Cup trophies. And of course, stat padding Community Shield trophies as well. Right now, this is going to be a feisty clash here. Who's going to win? But first, let's take a look at Arsenal's starting lineup. Of course, these are your players here. Of course, David Raya is the man in goal. With, of course, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Luis Kelly, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, Saka, Gyökeres and Trossard. So, yeah, it's going to be very tricky here for Manchester City to infiltrate through the defense. Speaking of City, for some reason they didn't show the starting lineup and the substitutes, but these are their players. Edison, Aitnouri, Guardiola, Diaz, Nunes, Rodri, Foden, Reinders, Mamouche, Haaland and Cherki. So yeah, this is going to be a fantastic clash. Who's going to win this encounter? Will it be the Gunners or the Citizens? Tune in to find out. Alright, looks like City is actually going to be the one to kick off first. They actually go for a straight punt, which is pretty weird nowadays. I mean, I don't know why people do that. Well, I mean, in real life they do it. They actually pass to the keeper, whereas in the game they actually just punt into the sideline on the touch. But either way, Arsenal have the possession of the ball. And yeah, this is going to be very interesting here. Here's Phil Foden. Still Foden. Foden finds Cherki. Cherki to Rodri. Still Rodri. Rodri makes a wonderful pass to Aitnouri. Aitnouri finds Reinders. But somehow Arsenal get the ball thanks to a tackle from Saliba here. But anyway, Arsenal have the possession. Here's Saliba. Saliba to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Zubimendi. Zubimendi makes a wonderful pass to Timber. Timber to Odegaard, but Odegaard's cross was a bit messed up as Edison makes a wonderful save. In real life, Donnarumma is actually the manager of City because, of course, Edison made the move to Turkey. But yeah, Donnarumma is, of course, going to be the keeper here for City. So this is going to be very interesting to see if the playing field is being, changed or so. So, yeah, I mean, this is going to be very tough. Right now, Arsenal have the possession. Here's Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Trossard. Arsenal are trying to find their way in the defense line. City defense line. But of course, City managed to nullify this Arsenal problem. But anyway, here's City. Aitnouri with it. Still Aitnouri. Aitnouri finds Reinders. What a tackle here from Arsenal. And now they get the ball. Here's Bukayo Saka. He manages to get into the wing. Could he cross it or is he going to pass? He passes it to Odegaard. Still Odegaard. In real life, Odegaard's performances have a bit underwhelming. So Eze is actually is going to be the starter here in real life. But he may probably be as a backup. Mostly as a backup centre mid. And I assure you that he will turn up pretty well. But anyway, City are on the attack. Here's Mamouche. Mamouche to Foden. Foden shoots. And he scores the opening goal of the Carabao Cup. What a goal here from Phil Foden. Scores the opening goal of the Carabao Cup Final. The fans from Manchester are happy because this is the deadlock broken by the Mancunian wizard Phil Foden. I mean, he is Mancunian. He has that Manchester accent in him. So, of course. But what a finish from Foden. We've got to take a look at the replay, of course. It was a wonderful pass. And a wonderful finish here from Foden. I don't know who the player who passed it. I should have probably taken a look at the bottom screen. But anyway, Phil Foden scores the opening goal of the Carabao Cup Final. And Manchester City take an early lead over the Gunners. But can Arsenal fight back? They do like this pressure, to be fair. They've done it many times, trailing behind, but then somehow managing to equalize. They did that in the Champions League round of 16. First leg where they trailed to Bayer Leverkusen, but then Kai Havertz scoring the equalizing goal just before full-time whistle has been blown. And then, of course, Arsenal completely took over in the second leg. They took control in the second leg and never looked like giving the lead away. But anyway, here's Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Saliba. Saliba to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. Rice makes a wonderful pass to Trossard, but of course, Arsenal's attack has been nullified so easily. This is going to be very tough, honestly, for Arsenal. If they can't, for some reason, if they can't fight back, it's really going to be on them. But anyway, Mamouche has it. But what a take. Here's Saka to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Odegaard. Still Odegaard. Odegaard to Declan Rice. Declan Rice makes a wonderful pass, but of course, it's been taken. But yeah, I mean, Manchester City have been completely dominating the possession and chances here. Arsenal haven't made a single shot on target, whereas of course City have made one thanks to Phil Foden's only chance created. It's still with City, by the way. Here's Nunes. Matheus Nunes has it. Nunes to Ryan Cherki. Ryan Cherki to Phil Foden. Still Foden. Foden shoots, but what a block here from Arsenal. Gets the ball away. Here's Bukayo Saka. Saka to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Odegaard. Odegaard to Zubimendi. Zubimendi to Rice. Rice to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly makes a ding pass to Rice. Rice to Trossard. Trossard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Gyökeres. Back to Lewis Kelly, but what a tackle from Nunes. Now here's Ryan Cherki. Still Ryan Cherki. Still Ryan Cherki. But what a tackle here. But it's still with City. It's Foden, but what a tackle here from Arsenal yet again. 40 minutes have already passed. Nothing to be separated here. Apart from, of course, Phil Foden's only goal here. But apart from this, it has all been Manchester City so far. Here's Erling Haaland. Can he shoot from distance? No, he couldn't. Gabriel makes a wonderful interception here. Arsenal have it. Here's Hurricane Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Odegaard to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. Rice to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Trossard. Trossard shoots. But what a saviour from Edison. That is Arsenal's first chance created. And that was a wonderful saviour from the Brazilian keeper, Edison. Even though it's been one chance from Arsenal. Could have scored from there, but I digress from this position. But anyway, corner kick for Arsenal. They do well in set pieces, but it's nullified. Anyway, Arsenal have the ball. Here's Declan Rice. Declan Rice to Saliba. Saliba to Rice. Rice to Gyökeres. Gyökeres shoots, and he just scores the equalising goal. He only scored one goal in the Carabao Cup, and that goal was against Chelsea in the first leg. And now he scores the most important goal in the Carabao Cup Final, and that is the equalising goal. What a finish here from Gyökeres. Somehow City defenders could not even tackle him. Like, what was the defenders doing? Like, Ait Nouri, Ruben Diaz. What were the defenders doing? This could have been easily avoided. But no, Gyökeres scores the equalising goal here for Arsenal. And with that, we will be going into the sheds with both these sides still yet to break the deadlock. Half-time whistle has been blown. None of these teams could separate themselves. Phil Foden scores the only goal for Manchester City, but Gyökeres cancelled City's lead. And we are going to be going into the sheds. It's going to be a pulsating Carabao Cup final here. Second half will be the only difference here. But anyway, half-time, it's Arsenal 1, Manchester City 1. This is going to be an interesting game here. We're going to take a look at the highlights first. Of course, starting from Phil Foden's goal. If I'm pretty sure, that was actually a wonderful pass from the number 7. Of course, Phil Foden scored the important goal. Yeah, that was a wonderful pass from Omar Marmoush there. So he actually got the assist on Phil Foden's goal. Gotta take a look at the replay yet again because Haaland made a wonderful pass. Of course, Phil Foden collects the pass from Omar Marmoush and scored an important goal for City to take the lead. And boy, they needed that because they've been the best team so far. Currently second in the table, but they are giving Arsenal a huge fight in this final here. But anyway, we move up to Edison's 45th minute save. Of course, a wonderful pass here from Lewis Kelly. Leandro Trossard had the opportunity to equalise it. But what a save here from Edison. Could that go into the net? We don't even know. But it was a wonderful save here from Edison. Arsenal fans were they were really putting their hands on their heads because they thought that was the one that could have been the equalising goal. But no. However, the delay only took a little bit. There was only a slight delay because Gyökeres, out of all people, scored the equalizing goal. Well, technically he's a striker. Not all people, but he's a striker here. It was a wonderful pass from Saliba. He actually found Declan Rice, and Gyökeres somehow managing to compose himself there, like find his composure. Ait Nouri should have tackled him. Diaz was too late to actually come into aid. But what a finish here from the Swede. Gyökeres scored the equalizing goal for Arsenal. And that's all the first half was written. But anyway, let's go to match facts. Of course, both these sides still had 2 shots. 2 shots to target for Arsenal, and 2 shots, 1 shot on target for City. Who's going to win this Carabao Cup final? Will it be Arsenal or Manchester City? Can Arsenal get their first trophy in 6 years? Or will City somehow be the better team and win this final? We're going to see in final in the second half. Anyway, second half is coming up shortly, right after the break. Alright guys, looks like second half is already commenced. Arsenal's actually going to be the one to kick off first. Well, second, but you know what I mean. And of course, they go for the punt. I don't know what's up with the punt kicks, man. It's City did that in the first half and now Arsenal did it. But yeah, this is going to be a very interesting game, yeah. Anyway, Rodri has it. The Ballon d'Or winner finds Haaland. It's Erling Haaland. Haaland to Guardiola. Guardiola to, if I remember correctly, Ait Nouri. Ait Nouri to Guardiola. Guardiola back to Ait Nouri. Now here's Rodri. Rodri to Foden. Foden to Haaland. Haaland to Marmoush, I'm pretty sure. Reinders. He could have passed it to Marmoush because Marmoush was completely in the open, but he decides to go for himself. Ait Nouri had the ball, but what a tackle from Odegaard as he finds Saka. That could have been a chance for City to take the lead from there because Marmoush was in the open there. But for some reason, Reinders decided to go for himself. And that might have costed them because now Arsenal are on the attack. Here's Hurrien Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Odegaard to Saka. Saka back to Odegaard. It's a handball from Manchester City. So it's going to be a free kick here for Arsenal. And Rice is the best free kick taker for Arsenal. You should remember his 2 free kick goals against Real Madrid in the Champions League. So this is nothing new for him. He can probably be the saviour here for the Gunners. Or will Edison think of another plans to save City from taking the lead? But anyway, free kick here for Arsenal. Odegaard's actually going to be the one taking, but he dummies it. It's actually Rice to take it, but it hits the crossbar. And it's a goal kick here for Arsenal. Gyökeres had the opportunity to double the lead for himself. Well, not double the lead, but get a brace and take the lead for the first time here for the Gunners. But unlucky here for the Swede because he somehow couldn't find his composure and it's goal kick here. But anyway, Edison's going to be the one to take it. He finds Rodri. It was actually a pass from Guardiola, by the way. Guardiola passed it to Rodri. Then he finds Diaz. Then Diaz to Foden. Then Foden to Haaland. Haaland to Foden again. Then Foden to Cherki. Ryan Cherki's through. What a tackle here from Gabriel, man. He's so underrated. But ever since he scored more goals than Saliba, I'm pretty sure Gabriel is finally going to be getting some respect and recognition here. But anyway, here's Gyökeres. Gyökeres dinks it to Saka, but that was probably a dumb move from the Swede. Couldn't have done that. But anyway, City has it. It's Reinders. We've already crossed the 1 hour mark. This is going to be very crazy. But anyway, here's Reinders. Still Reinders. Reinders to Ait Nouri. Still Ait Nouri. What a tackle here. And now Arsenal have the possession. Here's Bukayo Saka. Bukayo Saka to Hurrien Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Odegaard to Saka. Bukayo Saka with it, but what a tackle here from Guardiola. And now here's Reinders. Reinders to Haaland. Haaland to Marmoush. Marmoush is on the wing. Is he going to cross it to Haaland? He actually finds Rodri. It's Rodri. Rodri to Nunes. Nunes to Cherki. Ryan Cherki to Foden. On the verge of scoring a brace, but he gets tackled by Gabriel, man. Gabriel has been locking the City attackers so easily. And now Arsenal are on the attack. Here's Odegaard. Odegaard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly here. Lewis Kelly to Odegaard. Odegaard to Gyökeres, who somehow has gone to the right wing. for some reason. But anyway, Zubimendi to Odegaard. Odegaard to Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly shoots, but his effort was just off target. And it's going to be substitution here for both the teams, City and Arsenal. Mikel Merino's coming on for Zubimendi and Phil Foden's coming off for Bernardo Silva. In real life, Merino's actually injured. He'll probably be back for maybe before the World Cup or after that. But anyway, as you can see the shots, Arsenal had more chances than City. I mean, you could see that free kick and then Gyökeres' effort being off target. And then Lewis Kelly, of course. That's the reason why. Manchester City haven't scored, well, haven't attempted a single shot in this half. Can they do it? But anyway, Haaland has it, but what a block here from Saliba. But yeah, as I said earlier, Manchester City, they're still yet to actually register a shot. But I think that might have counted as a shot. Haaland did try to go for it. But I think somehow Saliba got the block on Haaland's shot. So maybe it's going to be 3 shots, but I don't know. But anyway, Arsenal's pass was misplaced. And City get it now. 80th minute already. 10 minutes to go. Can City break the deadlock? Or will Arsenal somehow find its composure to defend this one? What a tackle here from Timber. Saka has it. 8 minutes to go. Here's Saka. Saka to Timber. Timber to Odegaard. Odegaard to Saliba. I don't know who's actually getting this one. But yeah, Arsenal have more passes than City. But we're not going to talk about this one because Arsenal are on the attack. Here's Lewis Kelly. Lewis Kelly to Trossard. Trossard to Merino. Merino to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Saka. Still Saka. Saka makes a wonderful pass. He tries to find Rice, but what an interception here from City. But it's still with Arsenal. It's Leandro Trossard. Trossard to Timber. Timber to Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard to Gyökeres. Gyökeres shoots, but what a simple save here from Edison. That was an opportunity here. It's going to be a throw in here for City. But it's going to be substitution here for, I believe it's Arsenal. And Kvyat's coming on for Miles Lewis Kelly. And Ryan Cherki's coming off for Savinho. In real life, Kvyat's actually playing for Porto. But in this game, he's actually coming on for Miles Lewis Kelly. But anyway, City are on the attack. Here's Mamouche, the Egyptian king. Well, the Egyptian prince, not the Egyptian king. It's Rodri. Rodri to Reinders. Still Reinders. Gabriel is trying his best to lock the ball. But Foden's shot was it just hit the crossbar or maybe the post. What an opportunity for City to take the lead there. And that too in the dying embers of this final. But nothing to be separated here. Phil Foden could have been the hero here for City. But his effort just hit the crossbar. So we're going to be going into extra time. With still both these sides yet to break the deadlock. End of the second half. Arsenal 1, City 1. We're going to take a look at the highlights. I'm pretty sure there were more chances. But for some reason, the second half action wasn't shown. But we're going to take a look at the match facts here. Arsenal 6 shots and City 4 shots. We're going to take a look at the chances on target. Arsenal 3 shots on target and City only 1 shot on target. But yeah, City, they were this close to win the game from here. Break Arsenal's heart. But it is what it is. Looks like we're going to be going into extra time. With still, both these sides still yet to break the deadlock. Are City going for the punt? Not this time. They're actually going to be having the possession of the ball for the first time. Rather than just going for the punt kick. But anyway, Arsenal have it. Benjamin White comes on for Hurrien Timber. And Tijani Reinders comes off for Ilkay Gundogan. So both substitutions here for Arsenal and City. Well, both substitutions here for both these sides. But looks like City are on the attack. Here's Bernardo Silva. Silva shoots. And he scores the most pivotal goal in the cup final. The Portuguese midfielder might have actually given City the lead. Desperately they needed this one. Because they've had more chances. Foden had the opportunity to win the game from there. But his effort hit the crossbar. But it didn't even matter as Bernardo Silva might have actually scored the winning goal. Or not Foden. I think it was another player who actually... Because I remember Foden got subbed off. I just realized Foden actually got subbed off. My apologies from there. But if I remember correctly, that's why I really want to take a look at the highlights here in the second half. because I don't even know who actually went for the winner in the dying embers of the second half. But it doesn't matter, as Bernardo Silva might have actually given City the lead. But if it is not Foden, I'm pretty sure Bernardo Silva might have had the attempt. It might be the same player who had the attempt to win the game. And then he actually redeemed himself in extra time. But looks like this could have probably been the only goal in this extra time here. I don't think Arsenal will be coming back. They could actually finish the game from here. Gundogan has it. Benjamin White tried to tackle him. But anyway, City have advantage. Omar Marmoush. Marmoush here to Rodri. Rodri. But Arsenal get this one. 4 minutes to go. Can Arsenal somehow find some rhythm here? Here's Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Rice. Rice to Kivior. Kivior to Rice. Rice to Gyökeres. Gyökeres to Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Back to Saka. Saka here. Kivior. Kivior to Saka. Saka to Odegaard. Odegaard shoots. And he scores the equalising goal for Arsenal. And yet again, still nothing to be separated. Bernardo Silva scored the goal in the other end. But Odegaard cancelled the lead in just less than 10 minutes here. Arsenal fans managed to get up from their seats. They get back up from their seats again. It was a wonderful inch-perfect pass from Bukayo Saka. And what a finish here from Martin Odegaard. I'm pretty sure he'll be the player coming on for Eze in real life. And he might probably create a difference here. The player who's literally lost form might have probably been the hero of the game, because he might have equalized the game for Arsenal. But still, nothing to be separated here again. And I do not think there will be another attack, or maybe there is. Yes, Marmoush. Still Marmoush. Marmoush to Gundogan. Gundogan shoots, but an attempt failed here. Arsenal managed to block this one. Is there going to be a time for an Arsenal attack? I don't think so. I don't think so here. Nope. First period of extra time has already been concluded. Both these sides scored one more goal. Of course, Bernardo Silva scored. And then Odegaard equalized it. What a game we're about to witness. Arsenal 2, Manchester City 2. Highlights here. Are there going to be more chances there? And in fact, there is. Well, it's actually from extra time, to be fair. But anyway, Bernardo Silva's attempt was on target. And he actually might have thought he scored the winner here. He might have thought he won the game here for the citizens. Raya was gutted because he thought that it was game over. It was a wonderful pass from Erling Haaland. And a wonderful finish here from Bernardo Silva. And Arsenal thought that it was game over. But little did they know that they had their secret weapon. Bukayo Saka with an inch-perfect pass. Found Odegaard. What a curling effort here from the Norwegian. Scored the equalizing goal. The Norwegian scored, not Haaland, but Martin Odegaard. And Edison was gutted because they thought that that could have been the only goal. But it is what it is. Match facts here. Arsenal still have more chances than Manchester City. 8 shots, 5 shots a target for Arsenal, whereas City 6 shots, 2 shots a target here. Who's going to win the Carabao Cup Final? Will it be the Gunners or the Citizen? So Arsenal will be starting off. They're actually going for a punt kick. And there is going to be a substitution here for Arsenal. Yup, Martin Odegaard's coming off for Kai Havertz. He's probably going to be making some impact here. And Ryan Aït-Nouri is coming off for Nathan Ake. But yeah, Kai Havertz has been a very influential player here for Arsenal. Yes, he's not had the best seasons. He's had some injuries recently, but he actually scored the equalizing goal against Leverkusen and scored the most pivotal goal against Chelsea in the Carabao Cup semi-final second leg. So I'm pretty sure Kai Havertz could be the hero here for Arsenal. But first they have to take care of Manchester City's attack, but I don't think it's that worrying for Arsenal because Haaland is offside. His feet just letting him down there because Haaland could have actually scored or maybe had the opportunity to score the goal, but his feet just let him down as Arsenal get an important free kick here to delay City's attack even further. But this is literally going to be a blockbuster here. I have a feeling that this might actually be the script for the Carabao Cup Final, which will be taking place on Sunday afternoon at Wembley. Well, it is taking place at Wembley, but you know what I mean. But anyway, here's Gyökeres. Gyökeres shoots and he scores. Might have scored the winner here for Arsenal. I can't believe it. I was actually without words for a second. But I wasn't expecting Arsenal to score this goal. And with that, the Citizen fans are silent. It was actually a wonderful pass and a wonderful finish here from Gyökeres. I can't believe it, man. What a pass and what a finish here from the Swede. Scored a brace in the cup final. I have a feeling, man, he's probably going to be making difference here. He's been the best since 2026 calendar has been introduced. But can City somehow score the equalizing goal? Because this is the first time they're trailing. Because normally they've taken the lead twice. But Arsenal have cancelled their lead twice. And this is the first time they've taken the lead on the Citizens. But this time, what Arsenal did, can the Citizens somehow do what the Gunners did in the final? We don't even know. But anyway, it's going to be free kick here for Arsenal. Oh, wait, no, it is not a free kick for Arsenal. In fact, it's a free kick for City. This is probably going to be a now or never situation here for the Citizens. Because I don't think City will be getting any more chances except this one. And I was right, because City's chance was just none avoided. Because now, Arsenal, they might have the opportunity to kill the clock from there, so that they could be emerged as Carabao Cup champions. Anyway, here's Ben White. He finds Kai Havertz. Still Havertz. 2 minutes of added time here for stoppage. Declan Rice with it. Finds Marino. Marino to Havertz. Havertz to Saka. Saka to Rice. Rice tries to shoot, but what a block here from City. But I don't think it matters right now, because Arsenal are crowned as the Carabao Cup champions. They're crowned as the Carabao Cup champions of 2026. What a game. I have a feeling that this might be an absolute peak entertainment here, just like the one in real life, which will be happening on Sunday afternoon. But what a performance here from Arsenal. Gyökeres scored a brace. And then, of course, Martin Odegaard saved the game. Despite Foden and Bernardo Silva scoring the goals for City to take the lead twice, Gyökeres and Odegaard saved Arsenal. And then Gyökeres finished it off with a brace. And looks like Arsenal will be taking the trophy here. They'll be actually lifting the trophy. And it's Kai Havertz to actually lift it. But what a performance here from the Gunners. All season, all this competition season here, they've been the best recently. And they deserve to win this trophy after their performances recently. And this could be the first trophy of many for Arsenal, because they're in quest for a quadruple. Can they be the first team to win the quadruple? Because United failed to win the quadruple. They had the chance in 1998-99 season. Then City had the chance in 22-23. Liverpool had the chance to win quadruple a season before City had the opportunity a season beforehand. But can Arsenal, despite having the memes of, bottling every season, bottling trophies every season, despite being the cringiest club and having the cringiest fan base, could they be the first club to win quadruple? We don't know. I would be surprised if they actually do it, because right now Arsenal, realistically, they can only win the Premier League and the Carabao Cup. But congratulations to Arsenal, as they are now the Carabao Cup champions, as they managed to beat City 3-2 in what was an absolute peak entertainment final. What a performance here from the Gunners, man. They deserved it big time. We're going to take a look at the highlights, of course. The only attempt was that Victor Gyökeres goal, and that was it. It was actually a pass from Kai Havertz. Or was it Kivio? No, it was Kai Havertz. It was Kai Havertz. He actually passed it. So, yes, he didn't score the goal, but he did create an impact for Arsenal by assisting Victor Gyökeres' goal. And that was a beauty. What a finish here from Gyökeres. Curled it to perfection, as he might have given Arsenal their first trophy of many. The first trophy in 6 years. And of course, we're going to take a look at match facts. Arsenal had one extra shot in this second period of extra time. 9 shots, 6 shots on target. And of course, we're going to take a look at the man of the match performance. And who else but Gyökeres? The City's only best player so far was, I think, Bernardo Silva, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, Bernardo Silva was literally City's only best player. Or Foden. Bernardo Silva and Foden, basically. But anyway, Arsenal 2 goals from Gyökeres. And then assists from Havertz, Saka, and of course Declan Rice. Gyökeres with 2 goals. Of course deserved to be the man of the match here. Scored 2 important goals in this final. And this could be the predicted scoreline for the Carabao Cup Final, which will happen on Sunday. But anyway, guys, who is going to be the Carabao Cup champions? Will it be the Gunners or City? Or the Citizens? But anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. And we'll be back for our next match. Goodbye. Hello guys, we're back, and just as we witnessed, this game was peak entertainment. It was completely a nail-biting Carabao Cup final. Both these sides were leveled in terms of chances and, of course, in possession-wise. But of course, Arsenal managed to get the job done, beating City 3-2, thanks to a masterclass performance from Gyökeres. But if you guys were living under the rock, if you didn't see my video, I'll tell you the highlights. So, of course, Manchester City opened up with, of course, Phil Foden scoring the opening goal of the Carabao Cup final. Then Gyökeres equalized it at the stroke of halftime. For some reason, he managed to defend, basically shielded the ball out of no reason. Nouri and Ruben Diaz completely made a fool of themselves. They should have tackled Gyökeres when they had the chance. But it is what it is. I digress on that point of view. And then it was completely 1-1 from then onwards. The next 45 minutes, the second half, it was mostly just chances, but just couldn't actually, be converted. But on the other hand, of course, when we reached to the first period of extra time, there were many changes made for both these sides, especially City, which proved out to be the difference. Bernardo Silva had the opportunity to score the goal, in the second half at the end of the game. He had the opportunity to win the game for City, but his effort just hits the crossbar, close to the crossbar and post. But however, he managed to redeem himself by scoring the what looked like the winner for them, by scoring the goal to give Manchester City the lead thanks to a pass from Haaland. But then, of course, Odegaard scored the equalizing goal. He's not playing in real life right now, but he did score the equalizing goal for Arsenal. And then it was again 2-2. It was a draw. But then Gyökeres broke the deadlock and Arsenal took the lead for the first time. And City, they couldn't come back because they had the lead twice but lost it. And Arsenal somehow managed to win the game thanks to masterclass performance from the players there and defenders mostly. So, yeah. But yeah, Arsenal are the Carabao Cup champions. And let's see if they're going to win it in real life. So who do you think will win the Carabao Cup final? Will it be the Gunners or Citizens? That match is taking place at Wembley Sunday afternoon. So if you guys are living in the UK, it's good for you. But for us, it's actually Monday morning. So yeah. Anyway, guys, I really hope you enjoyed this one. Please make sure to like and subscribe. This is Brisbane 05 Blaster here, signing off.